we're going to go ahead and call to order. Please rise for the moment of silence and salute to the flag. Salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What's up? Are you ready? We're ready. Okay. So I have two things for academic affairs. The first item is the approval of our elementary school's targeted support improvement plans. These are also known as our school-wide Title I plans. For both of our school buildings, we've gone through a rather extensive needs assessment with a steering committee made up of parents, community members, board members that were there, teachers, and our school administrators. I was very pleased with the involvement that everyone put into this. We have two new vision statements, one for each of our elementary schools, and we move forward with plans with priority areas around family engagement, improving our math and reading scores, as well as addressing some attendance issues. So the plans are available for you to take a look at, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
When I was reading this, I have a question involving attendance. I know we paid a stipend for attendance. I mean, are we pursuing like charges, taking these kids to the magistrate? They're not, you know, but find ways to get these kids in school where they belong.
We are. So one of the things that comes up with attendance is that prior to about 2 years ago, the way that the state looked at attendance was around average daily attendance. And so for many school districts that had not come up as an attendance challenge in the past, with the shift to regular daily attendance and regular attendance, it is definitely a big shift for us as a district. In regards to regular daily attendance, that's looking at students missing no more than 10% of the school days that they're enrolled here. So in a whole school year, those would be any students that miss more than 18 days of school are going to count against us in our attendance with any of our ratings for TSI. So one of the things that does come up with attendance is the best way to be able to address it is to be extremely proactive. So the punitive things that come into place in regards to some of the court hearings and the charges that can be brought into play with our parents, we really want to focus on the proactive side of things, especially at the elementary school level, so that we can have more students that are here on a daily basis. West Berwick in particular has done a fantastic job with changing their regular attendance rates. And I would credit it to the school administrators there that have wholeheartedly leaned in to make sure they're being very proactive in involving families, doing lots of communication. They have an attendance table there today with lots of handouts. During their open house or the teacher night, they're going to do a scavenger hunt to help families put together some resources on how to get their students into school in the morning in a timely manner. So while we may be paying for some individuals to take care of that on the back end, it's really not going to change our attendance ratings unless we're being more proactive about it.
So probably a good idea is to do our yearly calendar on like a data-driven approach. I mean, if data's telling you that you have a high absentee rate, perfect example, Fairweek, then maybe we shouldn't be having class there and have them on periods where use a data-driven approach.
That is for the way that the calendar is put together this year. One of the areas that we did see a higher amount of absences district-wide was in that chunk of time in March. And so that is one of the reasons that that was shifted. So we did look very closely at the attendance pieces when we put together the calendar, because you don't want to set done a fantastic job over the past 2 years. Any other questions? Okay, the second thing I have for you is coming from the high school level. Dr. Coop is not able to be here tonight, but I am sharing this out on his behalf. This is one of the textbooks that we're asking to have reviewed here in the boardroom. This is a textbook that is for our CTE teacher education program. There really are very few and far between textbooks that are available for high school students for teacher education. This is the only one that we've been able to find that is really well aligned with the Pennsylvania expectations for the CTE. So I am going to leave this here for review. You can take some time to look at it. I'm happy to ask questions or answer any questions about this in the future. But if I'm anticipating, if it's going to be okay, then the next month we will be coming to see if we can move forward with doing a purchase for these for our students. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll put this over here.
Don't have much. First day of fall sports is this Friday, the 21st. All sort of teams. Everybody's been okay so far. So it's been Friday. The only thing we got an email a few weeks ago, and it was from T-Mobile. There's a Friday night lights. They call it Friday Night Lights. There's going to be a total of 300 schools. And each week there's going to be a winner of $5,000 that they're going to award to the school. And what you had to do is you had to write an essay, 2 to 500 words, why your school needed some things, need some lights, need some things, or what's the purpose of your need of your school. So every week there'll be a 5,000 week winner. There'll be 16 finalists out of them 300 schools, and they will be up for a $25,000 winner. So that same essay keeps going back in from week to week to week, and we're getting that here. And then the finalized from there's going to be 16 finalists, from the 25,000, and they're going to pick one $100,000 winner. And he said it's not only 100,000, but they can do. Wendy and I were talking. They can do pertaining to new lights. They can donate new lights, scoreboard. T-Mobile is sort of getting involved, so that's pretty exciting. So we decided we had CJ write up a little thing about his grandfather, about some things about the tradition here in town. And we had someone help him out, some other things. So we're submitting that. So we'll keep you notified on all that stuff. Hopefully we get a winner. That's not other than my agenda.
Once that comes out, we'll send a notice out for everybody to vote.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to come out. What was it on?
It's an Instagram account.
Instagram.
I think I asked Steve to set it up or something, right?
We're trying to get an Instagram account. So
You asked me if we had one.
Vote for the town.
Yeah,
Do I need to do something
it's
with
the
it?
social. No, we're not yet ready. We're not live yet.
Yeah. So we'll do that with everybody who vote. Hopefully we get some votes.
All right, thank you. Get it out there in full force. You have anything to say?
No. Now, if you get everybody, the new board members, we typically, this is a low time. So this month and next month, and then activity also this week. That's fantastic.
On the buildings and grounds, we have Mr. Criswell's updates. Anything else for us? You have new updates.
Yes, you have the report, and I just wanted to highlight a couple things. Of course, on the senior high part, there is the Verizon tower. And last time, Mrs. Kupsky and I talked, and I wasn't 100% sure what direction we were going in, because if we're thinking it's not something we even want to entertain, there is no sense to have them come out and go through anything they're going to go through, so I just wanted to have an idea. I know there's a lot of people saying, you know, in the community itself, they wouldn't want something where they're proposing to put this, that could decrease property values, and what it gives off might not be healthy, and so there was a lot of different things said, so I just wasn't 100% sure how you would like me to proceed.
I'm only one vote. I'm not interested, but I'm only one vote. See.
Well, the ayes have it then.
Let it die at that.
Does anybody else want to see want me to try to get any more information or anything? Anybody have any questions related to anything on on my agenda? Anybody want any information on anything related to, you know, Salem, Nescatec, anything?
I know one question where
Yep.
you have here about the storm for Christmas Day. Because I guess that's the top, like the metal backing there.
It was plywood.
Oh, is that the only thing there's an issue with? I mean, the rest of the bleachers are still structurally
Yes.
sound.
The uprights in the back, you know, with the plywood covering it, and with how high up it is, nobody's really inspected it, I think, for many years. And so it was actually a good thing that the plywood came off, because it revealed a lot of stuff that was lacking. So 175 feet of it, we took the rest of the plywood off, got new steel and new pipe, and redusted everything. And now we're gonna put it, so we seem to replace that plywood every single year. It just doesn't make sense for me financially. So, you know what plywood costs, I don't know, one of those sheets is probably close to $50 just for one. So Bo had asked me from day one when I had started here about possibly eventually putting chain link on the back of that. And then they can hang banners on that, maybe that could be some advertising there. And then no more replacing plywood, and no more of any of the wind catching anything like a sail to blow it off. So we're able to fix that now, that 175 feet, and then I'll know pricing wise, now that we've done 175 feet, what it will take to do the home side and the rest of the visitor side, and that could be budgeted for next year, and in the summer it can be done, and then there's no more work.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Brent.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Post, do you have anything for us for CSIU?
Well, we did not have a meeting in July. We received the thank you that the Work Foundations makes for us, just for serving.
Okay, thank you. We did not have a policy committee meeting since our last meeting. Anything from Boquet?
There was no meeting last month due to summer break. Actually, the next meeting is tomorrow night.
We did, and I sent the board an update in the communication, but I do believe they're gonna talk to you about summer expenses tomorrow night.
With those projects that projects I brought up last month.
The
storm
pipe,
drain.
yeah. There's gonna be,
Yeah, 'cause they do use that building for gym class in addition to wrestling.
yeah, just one of the things, and Keith, again, this is something you and I have talked about several times before, was having a capital account established.
Right, yeah.
So the big thing that I had asked in our meeting, you know, the superintendent meeting, it's called the PAC meeting, was why wasn't that established this year? 'Cause it's something we've discussed a couple times, you know, so hopefully when they're planning moving forward, that was something that we can work on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the delay is doing that. I'm all in favor for it, but we discussed it.
Yeah,
Been in favor for
yeah.
years. Maybe if they're waiting to get the other project over first before they light that up. But this proves here, there's emergencies happen any day. Now you're stuck. Especially the building was built in 1968, so. You know, we got a new coat of paint, new lighting. Those bones are still old.
to the end of the committee of the whole. Now we will continue with the regular meeting. First item is approval of board minutes. We have one regular meeting and 2 special meetings in the last cycle. We get a motion to approve the board minutes for the regular meeting of July 15th.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next, a motion to approve the special board meeting minutes from July 22nd. Can we get a motion for those minutes?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Next is a motion to approve the special board meeting minutes from August 12th. Can we get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. We don't have any budgetary transfers this month. Next up is presentation of the bills. We don't. Well, we have financial reports that were attached. If anybody has any questions, we don't have a business manager tonight. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to have noted to be passed on to her? And now we'll have the monthly bills. What's that?
I'll make the motion to approve. You see all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Can we get a second to approve those financial reports? All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Now we'll do the bills. We get a motion to approve the monthly bills?
So moved.
Second? Any questions on the bills?
I don't know if it's much of a question, it's a comment. I reached out to Christina this morning and I asked for statements from Sweet Stevens for what we paid, they're paying the $1,420. I got concerns about how they bill. For instance, there's this email he sent me, mostly 4 lines. He billed us 24 minutes at $80 for the $200 hourly rate. I mean, I write emails for a living. I find it obscene that it took 24 minutes. I mean, there's no research or anything involved here. I mean, I got concerned of what he's charging us for. Bob, we have communication back for all the years. I've never seen anything close to this for.
I mean, I can't comment on the way John bills. You know, obviously, he's billing for his time. I don't know how he calculated that time.
I agree with you there.
You know, he's
24 minutes for a 4-line email.
always produced that. That's what the board, so there's an explanation or whatever.
You can do what you want. I'm just saying this is my concern about it.
So were there other email bills in that monthly?
There was that one, but that was just one line item. I'm like, there's no way this took 24 minutes.
I'm just curious how the other Anybody else down there build us how they build for their emails?
There's emails built there, I mean, how long it would take, because I never seen the emails, so I couldn't tell. This one I know specifically because I was involved in it. No way, this is 24 minutes.
I think we should ask for a breakdown instead of coming to the meeting and accusing him of filling this incorrectly. I know some lawyers will do a minimum, whether it's a minute phone call or an email,
You get the
they
money.
bill you for a minimum of 20 minutes. And that might be his rule.
I mean, I honestly didn't see this until today. I mean, that's the problem. We have a policy in place. We're supposed to have the board agenda Friday, get it 5 o'clock on Sunday. It's not acceptable.
It's been in your email since last Monday. Since you and I have live access as it's developed, so we can see it as a problem all the way through.
I think
No, I know, everybody else did
No,
not.
right, it's all, these got all 9 corners. I just slept through.
Any other questions on the bills? This is a roll call vote.
Mr. Eisenhower?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, except for Sweet Stevens, no.
Mr. Lang?
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer? Mr. Nestle?
Yes.
Mrs. Kay?
Yes.
Mrs. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
No.
Mr. Yost?
Yes. Superintendent's report, please.
As we prepare to welcome our students back next week, August 27th, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has worked tirelessly over the summer. The school district has purchased new Promethean boards for every single classroom. The technology department is currently operating one short, which has a significant impact on the operations. We've advertised for the position. We didn't get any applicants. We're opening up again. If anybody knows anybody, by word of mouth, if you could also spread the information around, Mr. Christian would beyond greatly appreciate some help in that department. Thank you to the administration, the custodians, the maintenance teams, the office staff, cafeteria staff, our bus contractors, for ensuring that our schools are physically and procedurally ready for the new school year. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. I want to extend my appreciation to school board members and the leaders of the Teachers Association for working together to reach a contractual agreement. The collaboration between the school board members and the administrative leaders in paving the way for a successful 24-25 school year. Finally, we are excited to work with our teachers over the next 3 days to prepare for the students' return. The entire Berwick area school district community is eager to begin another year of learning, growth, and success. That's all I've got.
Thank you. This brings us to public comment, agenda items only. Please state your name and the township or borough.
So Michaelowski, Nescapeck. I don't really have much to say other than it's hard to make a public comment when you don't provide the information for us to review. So there's various handbooks that you guys are going to approve tonight, but there's no way to get the information ahead of time for us to actually view them with you, so we can comment on them and have you take our comments into consideration. Thanks.
Nancy Hickson, Berwick Borough. You are in the process of bringing up 2 policies. This is more question, which again, you don't need to answer, but I don't know when the first reading of those policies were. And then looking back on the local government of, as in the school board, it is not showing Part 42, which brings up the policies as to when does the second reading need to be done? Can it be so far away from the beginning reading? and still be approved. The only reason I want to know that, the policies that you're doing, I think need to be approved and should be approved. But this is for future references of any other policies that may be brought up so that we know how to do that. I would have called and talked to the superintendent, but I had some personal issues and was not able to, so I'm bringing it up because the agenda does not come out early enough or with enough information for us to know. Thank you.
If there's nobody else, we'll move on to the general items. We have 9 general items tonight. Does anybody have any questions on any of these? Nobody has any questions? Can we get a motion to approve general items 1 through 9?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I got a question, you called a question on volunteer, I'm a little behind this one. We'll try to find that out question. I think there's a typo in this book, I just noticed it pretty much before I left the house. Page 5, the links for the references are not for our district.
We were working on that, Mr. Hess, with 2 other school districts, and we were sharing information back and forth.
Yeah, because it takes you to Melville.
Yep, we were working on it with Millville and with Selinsgrove. Those are the 2 school districts that we were in collaboration with.
So our volunteers have to go to Melville's website
No.
for that information?
No,
or is it-
we will
it's a
correct.
typo?
No, it is a typo. We'll
All right, I just want to
correct
make
that.
sure it gets fixed.
We had all gone to the same training, and actually, the Selinsgrove School District had already created it, and so the superintendents were working together at the same table, creating that, so. Ms. Haglund, can we update that?
I'll get up to
Thank you.
Just want to make sure it gets fixed, that's all.
It's always good when we can collaborate and work together.
This one's calling for a roll call vote. I don't know that that's accurate.
For which one?
We can do a roll call vote. We can do a roll call vote anytime, so we'll go ahead and move on with this. Yeah, we'll do a roll call vote. I'm not gonna fix this thing. Okay, go.
G1 through 9? Or G?
Made the motion and second, you made the question. It says roll call, we do roll call.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mrs. Kay? Yes. Mr. Landis?
Yes, except no G3.
Mrs. Moyer? Yes, except Steve and Gina. Mr. Nestle?
Yes.
We're not hearing the exceptions.
Yeah.
G9.
Gina, I'm here too.
Thank you.
Mrs. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Yost?
Yes. For academic affairs, we have 7 items. Does anybody have any questions on any of these items? There are no questions. Can we get a motion to approve academic affairs items 1 through 7? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. We have nothing to approve this month for budget and finance. We have 4 items for transportation. Are there any questions on these items?
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Sorry, update from
T2? For personnel, we're going to do items 1 through 18 with one motion. Are there any questions on items 1 through 18?
I'll make the motion.
Second on items 1 through 18?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I, except for abstain on P15.
I abstain. Abstain. B2.
At this time, we're only going to hire one middle school assistant principal, so we will not be voting on personnel item number 19. Personnel item 20, approval to hire middle school assistant principal Ryan McCloskey at the rate of $90,000. Can we get a motion to approve? Second? Roll call, please.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Lanning?
Yes.
Mrs. Post?
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer? Yes. Mr. Nestor?
Yes.
Mrs. Kay? Yes. Mr. Eisenhower?
Yes.
Mr. Yost?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Personnel item 21, approval to hire high school principal Cheyenne Hinkle at a rate of $93,000 per year. Can we get a motion to approve? Second? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kay?
Yes.
Mr. Lanning?
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer?
Yes.
Mrs. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Yost?
Yes.
Mr. Nestle?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Eisenhower?
Yes.
At this time, we're also not hiring the special education teacher specified in item 22. We do have a few items to add to the agenda under personnel. Can we get a motion to amend the agenda? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we're gonna Add item, personnel items 23, 24, and 25. Personnel item 23 would be to approve the request to rescind retirement letter for Marina Davenport. Can we get a motion to add that to the agenda?
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. A motion to add next century agreement for Director of Innovation Learning for Wendy Daly at a rate of $36,993.26. Can we get a motion to add that to the agenda?
So,
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Personnel item 25, motion to add approval of salary adjustment for Elizabeth Shotwell, $906,463 to $111,463 to include K-12 curriculum and instruction. Can we get a motion to add that to the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. So now we need a motion to approve personnel item 23, approve to rescind retirement letter from Marina Davenport.
so moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Lanning?
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Eisenhower?
Yes.
Mr. Nestle?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mrs. Post?
Yes.
Mrs. K?
Yes.
Mr. Yost?
Yes. Motion to approve personnel item 24, next century agreement for Wendy Daly.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Lanning?
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Nestle?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mr. Yost?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
No.
Mrs. Post?
Yes.
Mrs. K?
Yes.
Mr. Eisenhower?
Yes.
Now we need a motion to approve personnel item 25, which is the salary adjustment for Elizabeth Shotwell for an increase of $5,000 to include K-12 curriculum and instruction. Get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Eisenhower?
Yes.
Mr. Hess?
Yes.
Mrs. K?
Yes.
Mr. Lanning?
Yes.
Mrs. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Nestle?
Yes.
Mrs. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
I got a question. Does this fall within the parameters of the Act 93 contract, the differentials?
Still had a split.
No.
Didn't?
No, that's my vote.
Oh, no.
And Mr. Yost?
Yes. Do we have any old business tonight?
So, Cheyenne Hinkle, our high school principal, is here in our audience. For those of you who do not know her, so I'd like to welcome you to our team.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to working with you.
I am as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do we have any new business?
Sorry.
Do you have any older? We can back it up. Do you have any old or new business you'd like?
No,
to-
but.
All right. And that brings us to our final public comment. 3 minutes, please state your name and township or borough.
Amanda Van Pelt, and I am from Massachusetts. I have a letter here that I wrote. Some of you know me, some of you don't. It's about the Berwick baseball coach. I have some letters from other parents who have written in and called the school with complaints. And if you want copies, I have copies for anyone who'd like one. I'm writing this letter to inform the members of the school board about the baseball head coach Eric May and to ask why the athletic director and superintendent continue to allow such terrible behavior without any repercussions. I will start with coaching duties. There are no statistics for any current baseball player. If a player is interested in playing baseball in college, they should have statistics from their high school baseball career. There are none. Loss of players. Some students have decided not to play baseball for the school due to coaching choices. Other students who did play ended up quitting the team. Hiring and firing authority. I personally did not know that a head coach was allowed to fire staff. I've recently learned that multiple coaches have been fired from Coach May's staff. In-game actions. Yelling, arguing, and using foul language with umpires and officials, which resulted in him being benched for the rest of the game. Then being ejected from a game due to his bad behavior and language, which resulted in not being able to be on the property or coach the following game. Coach May decided he didn't need to abide by this rule, therefore coaching from the press box via text message. This came to light, then he was suspended for 3 games. Coach May's language should not be tolerated. This is not the type of role model I feel we want for our kids. There are some examples of language in here which I will not read out loud. It's also unfortunate that Coach May's mother has also been overheard by players and parents name-calling and belittling the children. Multiple complaints. How many complaints, letters, emails, and phone calls does it take from parents, students, staff, and neighbors in earshot of the baseball field to make changes? The biggest thing that I have heard is a complaint about Coach May smelling of alcohol at a game. Players reported this to one of their coaches. The coaches reported this to their superiors. The students were called to the office to be asked about this situation, and this resulted in firing of 2 coaches. I would appreciate it if we could investigate into why this happened, why there is no investigation into children stating that their coach smelled of alcohol, why is nothing being done? Unfortunately, the baseball program is failing. I just hope that all of you will inquire about the things I've said today. I feel that our kids deserve better. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else?
Nancy Hickson, Berwick Borough. Mr. Hess, you are right. Attendance is, and everybody around will tell us that getting our kids into classes are very important, and attendance is. And I read over the policy, which is kind of unique because it's not being followed at all by this district. I'm kind of tired in the community being the one that some of the attendance that happens in this district falls down, and I'm hoping this school year that maybe that will change a little bit. What you're allowing is when kids get an unexcused absence, and then it comes down to now you're going for truancy, that's when they decide to come in to their healthcare people, dentists, things like that, and we're kind of busy. But they just give us a list of the days they're absent, and we write out an excuse, and then they come. The policy states that they need to have that in within 3 days. You are allowing them to come out and getting excuses, sometimes 5, 6 weeks past the time they were, and they'll come in with a list of, like I said, anywhere from 8 to 10 different ones. We sign them and send them back. And it's kind of funny that when they come to my office, because I have them there for an actual visitation, you want me to fill out a note and give the exact time that they were there and when they're supposed to get back to your school. That's somewhat of a HIPAA violation for me. I don't appreciate that. I think the parents can, and if you're gonna allow them to give you the notes so far later in that, I don't think that's required, that you should know that they're at my office. I get that it's not showing that why they're there, but it still is none of your business why a student is coming to see me, and I don't think I should have to sign those notes. Thank you.
There's nobody else, we'll move on. For executive session tonight, we have 1 real estate item, 7 personnel items, and 1 student topic. Our next meeting will be in this room on September 9th at 6 p.m. Can we get a motion to adjourn? Second. All in favor?